Hi everyone, Jill Lancet. How are you? I hope you had a great weekend. I did. I had a class on Saturday and yeah, we had a great time. Loads of laughs. We torment each other. We have copious amounts of cups of tea and coffee, and sometimes there's even a snack involved. But yeah, we had loads of fun. We made some gorgeous cards, and yeah, that was great. Now, I don't have a card for you. It's in my head. I'm not sure if anybody's made something similar to that. To this, I'm going to make. I'm going to use some products that are retired, some are current. Let's just see what you've got that you can make this card with. Now, I've had to drag out my poor old die cutting machine, my Cuttlebug. I haven't used it for ages. I just had to spend like 15-20 minutes working out which plates I have to use. Yeah, but anyway, here it is, poor old thing. I'll just pretend there isn't a layer of dust on that. Now, what I've done is I have a standard card base. So whatever country you're in, you're using a standard card base. It's been scored in the middle, but it has not been folded. Now, I've got it here. I've got it already taped to this because it was moving around and all the rest of it. So I'm going to show you what I have done. This is the second largest deckled circle. I'm pretty sure it's the second largest. Crikey. Look, I'm going to put that in the details below. So here's the score of my card. I've just taped this on here like that, and I've drawn a little line that is 5.5 centimeters, a little bit over halfway. Oh, sorry, I just bashed that. Sorry guys. So it's a little bit more than halfway. It's like about, I don't know, a quarter of a centimetre. It's roughly about halfway. You'll figure it out, okay? I've got this taped here because I want this to go through straightish. Now, you'll see that it's hanging off the plates, okay? So I'm going to line up my plates. Then I'm going to put the top one on. And I'm only going to put it as far as my little drawn line is. So there's my little mark there. There's my little mark there. I know I'm jumping straight into this, but this has to be the first part of this card. Now, this is going to get caught up on all of my things on my desk, so I'm kind of going to turn this sideways. So just bear with me. And now, I'm pushing this through my machine so that my card is not supported anywhere until it gets to about there, okay? So I'm going to make sure these are all nice and straight. Look, it won't matter if this is a little bit crooked because we're going to cover this up. But I've got my little Cuttlebug here and I'm going to, run that through and run it through again, okay? And hopefully this has only cut where I want it to cut. So I'm going to turn that over and show you. Oh, I forgot to mention that I had that kind of hanging off the end there, so I've got a straight edge, a little bit of a straight edge. Now I'm going to take all the washi tape off. I might have gone a little bit crazy with the washi tape, but I did not want this to move. Now, I'm going to cut these two. While I've got this here, I'm going to cut that. So I just want to cut straight across that line that I drew. Now, hopefully that die cutting went up to that point. There's a lot of hopefully going on here, isn't there? Let's have a look here. Now, when I take these off, these little corners should come with me. That one hasn't. Hang on. Just need to snip that just a little bit more. Hang on. Hang on. This is crafting by the seat of your pants, as per usual. So we're actually finished with that. Now you can do this with a straight circle. I don't know whether I mentioned that or not, but yeah, you could do this with a straight circle. And now we're going to do some embossing. And you might be wondering what the heck all this is about, but it will all become clear very, very soon. Okay, that was the second largest deckled circle. Even though these may be retired, these are not going anywhere. I will have these forever. Okay, so I've got this, and you might be thinking, well, okay, you've got half a circle, half a deckled circle. Now, the other thing I want to do is some embossing. So I've got my embossing folder here. Now, I might have to do this on my larger one because this is not going to fit in, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this into the embossing folder, and I can see the edge where the embossing ends, and I want to line that up with my line where I've cut this off. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. Now, in a perfect world, that would have fitted, but it's not going to. So you might have to fold your card to fit it into your machine. I don't know. Put this under the heading of seemed like a good idea at the time. Anyway, in the meantime, I'm going to emboss this, and it's I think it's a 3D one. So I'm just going to do exactly the same thing. I'm just going to run this through with the embossing folder where I want it. So just bear with me for 2 secs, guys. Okay, I really didn't think this through about how you guys were going to be able to do this. But, yeah. You might be able to fold your card around and just pop your plate there where that ends. I'll show you, okay? So if I was doing this again, I would... no, that's not going to work either, unless that fits that way. Hang on. Hold your horses, honey. No, that's not going to fit either. Maybe glue this piece on. Gosh, we're off to a great start, aren't we? Anyway, look at that. In a perfect world, that's what I did, okay? So I've got my card now. I'm going to actually take my bone folder, and I'm going to just give that a nice burnish. And that's the basis of today's card. Now, I might have to figure out how to do this. Maybe we need to go up a bit further to make sure that fits in. You could pop it in there like that. If that was up a bit further, you could pop it in like that, fold your card over, and and feed that through like that. Okay, I think that's what we have to do. Make that a bit longer. Sorry guys, this is what happens when you craft by the seat of your pants. Okay, so I've got this now. I need a piece of scrap paper. Just bear with me while I get this piece out here. And you can tell the obvious front and back of this. So I have another couple of old retired embossing folders that might give you the same result. This one was wrapped in texture. This one, I don't even know the name of this one, but it's pretty. There was another one that was like woven rope. Yeah, all retired, of course. So as I said, I don't throw anything else out. So now I've got a piece of scrap paper down. I've got, I think this is pecan pie. You can use any colour you want. I'm just taking my sponge dauber and I'm just going to just put some ink on this and we'll see how this goes. Now you can, of course, pop a bit of scrap paper. Got a bit of scrap paper here, just so that you can protect your edge, just like that. And right, so I'm just going to do the basket, and it doesn't have to be perfect. If there's a variation in colour, it won't matter, because, you know, these are supposed to be natural products that you weave a basket with, and you are going to get colour variations in that. How good does that look? So have a look and see what you've got in your stash that you can perhaps use if you don't have this. Done and done. Right. Now, on second thoughts, you could probably just cut out your half circle, emboss it, and then glue it straight onto your card base and get the same effect. Probably better, because you'll be able to tuck our flowers in. Didn't quite think it through, but you know, you've been there. I know you have. Okay, so I've got a pile of these bits and pieces. I even toyed with the idea of using this as a message. I still might. Alternatively, I have a little flag that I thought I might tuck in there, and I think we'll just get to finishing this decoration off. Now, look, I've got loads of flowers that I have cut out that I can use on this card. So I need to find a design, and some of them are ones that are on the edge, so don't, you know, cut those out. Don't throw them away, because it's cards like these that you can actually use them. So see, I can pop this one down there like that, and then have this one in front of it, and nobody would even know that half of that flower is cut off. And then if I pop this one, this one's got a leaf cut off the edge, so I can pop this one in behind it as well, and hide that cut off edge. So I'm just going to start putting and looking, which is what I like to do, putting and looking, and decorating this. This one here's got a whole flower cut off the edge, so that might be a good one to pop over here somewhere. It just depends what you've got at the time and how you're going to use it. I've also got a few little bits and pieces that I can fit in here and there. So I think I really want this one to be actually showing more flowers. Maybe we'll pop this one up here. And yeah, it's kind of along the lines of the other card that I made a little while ago, where we just, you know, popped all these things down and Made a beautiful bouquet. Okay, this is starting to look okay. So if I pop a couple more, I can have a few more here and there and everywhere. Let me get some glue and pop these down before I forget where I was going to put them. So I might pop some glue on this one. And you don't have to glue the whole lot down, guys. Don't forget, you don't have to do that. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? And then this one, I can pop this in behind and nobody would even know that that's not the full flower. Look at that. And I like it when they come like off the edge a bit. Okay, let's pop this one. No, let's have a look at this. See where I'm going to put this one. Okay, I'll pop a bit of glue on the back of this. I'm leaving it open so that I can tuck things in if I want to, if I have to. And we're going to, don't worry about this straight edge down here because we're going to put some flowers like in front. So now I can put this one in behind. Just tuck that in where I want it. There we go. See, I can just tuck little bits and pieces in here and there. Here are some little bits that have got a straight edge that could go in like that. And I'm just basically filling in. Okay, that can go in there. There we go. That can go in there like that. Actually, I want it a bit further over this way. Okay, so we've got this pretty background happening. We've got this nice, pretty pink one. That could even go along the bottom here. Look at that. What do you think? I like it. Okay, that's going in the bottom there. So that's just going to be tucked up underneath those. And like it's spilling over the basket. What do you think? I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Now we've got, let's see, we could possibly pop this in here somewhere. Oh, okay, that covers that up nicely. What do you think? What do you think about that? Pop that one in there. Okay. We're building this like scene, this beautiful basket of flowers. We're building it up. Let's lift that up. Hang on. Just a bit caught there. So that's there like that. Okay, I think we need something in the middle there. Do we need another blue one with another pink one? What do you think about that? What do you think about that? hang on. Sorry, I can't talk. I can't talk and do this at the same time. Oh, look, I like that. That's lovely. Okay, so we'll pop that one down. And yeah, I'm just slathering a bit of glue on the back of these. And then I can move them around when I want to cover something up. I think that's it. I think that's it. Now I've got some tiny little yellow flowers I can pop here and there. There's half a dozen or something of them. So I could just pop those coming out like that. If I want to. Yep. Okay. Gosh, look at that. How lovely is that? Should have put it behind it, but there you go. And I've got another little one here that we could have poking out down here somewhere. Got this balance. We've got 3 blue, we've got 3 pink, we've got 3 yellow, and these little ones that we're just popping everywhere, here, there, and everywhere. I think that might do it, because I want to put this I think that's too big. I'll have to keep that for another day. I think that's too big, and I think I just want to pop this on here like something like that. Hang on. Let me figure it out, guys. What about that? I'll just glue that on just this end here. Hang on. Hold your horses, honey. I think that looks pretty good. And I did have some of these new, I think I might just pop a couple of these little strawberry slush gems around. I'm just going to bandy them around. Yep. Wherever it takes my fancy. What do you think about that? And then, of course, inside you can put your greeting. And I will just find a greeting. What will I find? What about time to celebrate? That's always a good one. Happy birthday, time to celebrate. And I'll do that also in the pecan pie that I did that in. So that will tie that in. And just let me get this in the middle. Let me pop this in here, guys. I think that looks about right. What do you reckon? That looks straight? Ooh, straightish. Yep, straightish. There we go. Kind of straight. And I can, of course, pop some of these little beautiful little yellow flowers in here if I want to. I might do that. What do you reckon? Pop a couple going that way and a couple going that way. I think so. Just to finish this card off. I'll have that going around there like that. And this one just going around like that. What do you think? Does that finish it off? Guys, let me know what you think in the comment. I'm sorry about the beginning of this, but yeah, you most certainly could cut your card like that and then cut a semicircle and fit it on after you've embossed it. Of course, if you've got a large embossing machine and cutting machine, then you won't have an issue like I did. But there we go. Let me know what you think. Sorry about all of that. And yeah, if you've got any questions, if I've totally confused you, tilly2145@gmail.com if you want a private answer. Otherwise, pop it in the comments, and yeah, just give you a look at that again. You may need to tweak it to suit your whatever you have. I'll leave you with that. I'll see you all on Thursday. Bye for now. Hooray.